I'm the CEO of this company, and this is a social networking startup. We are interested to build, we are using it, social networking platform and community. What's the main difference? There's no simple any educational community targeted students and educators where they can connect to each other in the world. At least we checked, we didn't see it in Facebook, Ning, you name it. So the main idea is, I'll give you just as a use case sample. Let's say I'm a student in China, South Korea, Japan, and I'm interested, let's say, to go to US in the next couple of years and obtain my bachelor, master degree. So I can go to Educam and sign up and see classes in English. I learn English. What options do I have in China, for example? Go to local language school or just hire some private educator with accent and with much first-hand knowledge in English. So if I go to Educam, I sign up and select by price, by type, by expertise and rating teacher available from US, Canada, North America. Or if I learn Spanish, maybe from Latin America. And I can access this group of students and participate in learning, interactive learning, community learning with my students. I can see remote desktop whiteboard of the teacher who shows me how to pronounce certain words, how to do each pronunciation. So this is the basic idea. And Educam will be making money by processing transactions, holding transactions. You don't know this teacher, you don't know the students. So someone has to hold the transaction money in order for students to start the class. And it's pretty much flexible. There's no course. You can drop in, drop out any time. So we want to make it flexible for students, as well as in the future expand it in other markets like sport, marketing, finance, IT.
Excuse me, you're out of time.
Okay.
Okay. Great. Questions? Carol, do you want to start?
Actually, Debbie, if you want to just come sit over here,
Yeah,
that might be in.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't see it actually.
Yeah, I can tell that. I'm reaching. Yeah, I think just being in their line of sight will help.
That's great. Thanks, Carol.
So let me just be sure, you changed the name of the company?
It's not the name, we just still working on the specific name, what is the best one. We just have a code name, Educam,
Okay.
educational community.
Okay. And so you touched a little bit on money, but I wasn't clear about how you make money.
The business model is crowdsourcing, where users generate the content, and we would like to charge for premium services, for transactions, and advertising.
Okay.
Plus premium services, of course.
I'm not sure, what's the problem you're solving? Where's the need here?
We don't see any existing community where you can really sign up and like get a knowledge from professionals or teachers in specific topics.
What's the incentive for them to participate?
You can have a real time in the class participate face-to-face talk, but you cannot really travel, let's say, to Canada, to China, but you can do it online.
So is it a tutoring?
Yeah, tutoring classes. This is how I came up when I was working this year in my accent reduction in San Mateo College.
Hey, Rafael, how do you anticipate bringing together the community of expert teachers, and how do you sort of ensure quality, especially if people are charging, money's changing hands, and you're taking a cut of it?
Yeah.
What's your thinking there, and how do you want to aggregate the community, and how are you going to ensure that people are willing to pay for the services?
Yeah, two questions. Aggregate and ensure quality. So we, since working one-to-one via Skype actually, and over with the San Mateo teacher, we did some interviews. So we'll be building community with the teachers, working with pilot projects, and she knows quite a few of them unemployed or that simply do not have jobs. It's hundreds of them in US only, teachers, not jobs. So the demand is very high. Some of them with degrees, master degrees, certification, so will be grading. With formal degree, no formal degree. Even students high school with good skills may teach it. And it's your decision, your call, which teacher to select, which price and which skills. But they will have grades, how many hours you taught, what's the feedback, student feedback and rating. You can read the feedback like in Yelp.
Raphael, is this something that will need to be scheduled online, or how do I, as a student, go and find a tutor?
You go online, you see right now how many live classes, and in each class, probably between hour and 1.5, you cannot talk too much. I mean, it's hard to concentrate. You always have maybe 5-10 minutes live session and see in live video chat, see how class working. You may not record, but you can see it.
How do you market the product or service?
Good question. SEO. It's first Facebook communities, partner with some other communities, work with teachers, and viral. It's a very viral market because it's a crowdsourcing. So you don't need really like spend tons of money on advertising. This is the key, crowdsourcing.
Any other questions? If not, why don't we move into feedback, and we'll start down at this end with Sean and work our way to the right.
Raphael, one suggestion. You started out by equating yourself to, I heard something around social networking for education. And as you talk more, I think I discovered that's not what it is. It's a distance learning platform that you're building. And you may, if that is the case, you may want to drop the whole social networking thing, because that's such a loaded term right now. It immediately is a put-off for people that, oh no, another one. When I think, again, if I understood it right, you're doing a distance learning platform, which is a very tangible, discrete activity. So that would be one suggestion.
Ed?
In my experience, when you're pitching a business, you have to determine cost, expenses, and the price point. I didn't hear that in your presentation. If projects can be developed, but they're science projects or they're ideology projects, but a business plan or a business project definitely would give what it costs. If I invest $1, I get $2. It's very simple to understand. So when you have a short period of time, you really have to emphasize on those points. Otherwise, you did describe what it is, how it works, somewhat of who wants it, but the distribution was kind of fuzzy of how do we get it, how is it delivered.
Yes, Raphael, the impression I got is that it's perhaps a little bit more than an idea at the moment. You've got some validation for it because of your personal experience with this particular space, but I couldn't get a clear sense for what's been developed so far, whether there's any real market validation out there or lots of people already using it. So I'm assuming that that's not the case, and it's still in a very, very early stage, and that's why all the comments apply, because it doesn't come across as a fully baked plan yet, but I think you're working towards it. Yeah.
Let me tell you what I like and then what needs some work. What I like is the opportunity to have a catalog somewhere that aggregates all of the instructional educational opportunities available on the net. That would be better than a Google or a Yahoo search, and it might be curated around quality. What I'm troubled by is this is one of the oldest categories of net-based activity. Distance learning, educational aggregation. I've seen a zillion business plans where an American entrepreneur is going to go to India and take underemployed PhDs and turn them loose as tutors over the net. I mean, lots and lots of people have tried stuff like that. So you have lots of competition. Second thing is the model you're talking about kind of violates the whole tenet of the internet in the sense that putting people in a room or a collective together learning at the same time is kind of been there, done that for the past couple thousand years. The whole opportunity now is not to have to be in the same time zone or to be online at the same time the instructor is online, and to do stuff that is radically different using next-gen technology, not a virtual classroom separated only by distance. So I think you need to rethink the model and look at the competitive space. But if you were to come up with a catalog aggregation that was curated around quality, I think you'd be doing all those people looking for education on the internet something good.
Carol?
So kind of in the same vein that Ron was talking. What you're trying to do is something that is really gigantic. And when you're starting a company, it's hard to be all things to all people and to be good at any one of them and therefore make money. So one of the things that you might think about doing is trying to find a niche and then, you know, get really good and popular and make money at that niche and then figure out how to. This is not something where you have a land grab situation, and if you don't hurry up and, you know, get everybody in the world signed up, somebody else is going to take them. I mean, you do have the time to build this one. So I would pick, and it may be, I mean, most people tend to think about education in the traditional sense of elementary, high school, college. Maybe the education is in totally different topics. Maybe it's how to be a mechanic, how to be successful as a customer service rep, maybe, you know, job related.
Okay. Great. So at this time, I'd like to ask the panelists to vote, and if you'd hold your cards up so that we can get a good count on those. Okay. So we've got unanimity. All twos. Great. Thank you very much.